Hello, and welcome to Math 0200, Section 5B1, Algebra 2. My name is Richard Ichida, and I'll be your instructor for the course. Now, I wanted to go over a couple things that will be required for the course. And the two main sites for the course are the eLearn shell for the course and the Mymathlab course shell. Now, first looking at the eLearn shell, first thing is, like in the home page, if you scroll down a little, you'll see the information about my office hours, which are Monday through Friday from 10:30 to 11:30, and they're through Zoom. And then if you go in the content area, the first thing is that these week folders you won't see at first. They only show up after you read through the material in the course overview section and then take this course overview survey. And once you get 100% on that course overview survey, which is not very difficult to do, then the weekly folders will show up. Now, in the course overview survey, there's the syllabus for the course. There's the when assignments are due page, and let me click on that. So you see that for the first week, you have the very first assignment is due on Wednesday, and it'll be on Mymathlab. All of the homework assignment, quizzes, and exams are on Mymathlab. And then we'll have two assignment sets due on Friday, and then one on Sunday. That they're all due, if you notice, on Wednesday, Fridays, and Sundays for all of the assignments. Now, I would really recommend that you do maybe print off this when assignments are due page, just so you make sure you keep up with your assignments. And then you also see, the how grades are determined. The main things for the grades is like each exam, like the exams are worth 80% of the grade, and then the Mymathlab homework and quizzes are worth the other 20% of the grade. And the grading scale is your basic 90, 80, 70, 60% grading scale. Now, when it comes to the homework assignments, you are allowed to keep working on the assignments after the due dates with a 20% penalty. For the quizzes, there are no makeups for the quizzes. They must be done on time. But I will be dropping the lowest two quizzes at the end of the term. And for the exams, that except for emergencies, that there are also no makeups for the exams, but the exams are available for at least 2 to 3 days. And like, let me go to the when assignments are due page. Like, for example, the first exam is due on this Wednesday. That'll actually be available the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So again, you'll have a few days to take the exam as well. So there's no one set day or time to take it. You'll have a window of at least 3 days to take the exams. But again, make sure to complete the exams on time. Also, make sure to not wait till the last minute to do the exams, because just if you have any technical difficulties or anything like that, I do recommend to, like I said, not wait till the last minute to take the exams, because you never know what will happen. Okay, now, like I was saying, the main things are for the course are located in the Mymathlab course shell. Now, one thing that I did post the Mymathlab registration instructions. I've also sent this to an email to everybody, but just in case you didn't receive that email or maybe deleted it, you can click on the registration instructions that are located in the course overview section as well. And it's just a PDF file, and it gives you, like, here's the course ID that you'll need. You will need to purchase the access code from, like, you'll either get it when you buy your textbook, or you could also buy an access kit separately. I believe it's cheaper if you're okay not having a physical textbook, because there is an ebook version of the textbook in the Mymathlab course shell. Now, to get the access kit, you could either get it from the bookstore, which is at eCampus, or you could go to the site and you could buy directly from them using your credit card or PayPal. I believe that if you are using your financial aid, you do have to get it through the bookstore. And if you haven't received your materials yet or purchased them yet, you can use the free temporary access, which lasts for 14 days. So that way, even if you haven't received your books yet, that you can use this to be working on your assignments right away. So there's no real excuse for anybody to not get their assignments due, like even the first ones due on time. So, and then here's some information for once you want to upgrade your temporary access to full access, just what you would do for that as well. Okay, now going to the course shell in the Mymathlab. So you'll see the first thing is that there's like the calendar, which you'll see, okay, like on Wednesday, like I said, um, there's a homework assignment done or due, and there's a quiz due. On Friday, there's two homework assignments due and a quiz and two quizzes. And then on Sunday, same thing, there's a homework assignment and a quiz due. Now for the assignments, the assignment sets consist of lesson assignments that you do in order. So you do this, the lesson assignments consist of like a video or two to watch, and then you do a problem or two. Then you do another lesson, which again is like a video or two, and then a problem for you to do. It's kind of like, let's say if we are in class, I would lecture a little, have you do a problem. Lecture a little, have you do a problem. So it's kind of like that type of a format. And then once you finish those lesson assignments, then you'll have access to the homework assignments. And then once you get at least a score of an 80% on the homework assignments, then you could do the quizzes. Now the quizzes, they are timed. Like you see, you have 30 minutes for them, and you have 3 attempts for each quiz. Now one thing I would really recommend is, again, not to be waiting till the last minute. And if you're needing to take more than one attempt for each quiz, then I wouldn't go like do one and then right away do the other attempt. I'll do one. If you find if you make any mistakes, go back, see what your mistakes are, try to figure out how to correctly do those problems. And you could always go back, look at the homework um, to see any examples like that, and then try to do the quiz, because it's not always that useful for you just to do one after another and then just keep getting the same score. Okay, so there's the homework assignments, and there's also these exam one review assignment that's required to do. That's the exam review assignments are the best way to study for the exams. Now, under the first one, there's this practice test, which I actually recommend you doing right away in the first week, because the reason why is the exams are going to be through Mymathlab, but they will be requiring a webcam, and also they're not compatible with Chromebooks or iPads. Now, I also send in an email information if you need a webcam or you need to borrow a laptop from the Sinclair. I sent the information on how you would do that. So, um, like I was saying, I would take this practice test right away because you'll download the lockdown browser, and then you'll practice using the lockdown browser under a no stress situation. Um, that way to make sure it all works before you take your actual exam. So that way you don't wait till the like day of the exam to make sure it all works for you. I'd say, like I said, in the first week, take this practice test, make sure it all works for you then. And let's see, so for each homework assignment, let's see, let me enter one. I could bypass the lessons since I'm an instructor. So you have the homework assignments. They consist of these homework problems, and let's just click on one. And then, like you see a problem, here's where you put the answer space into your answer. There's also these help features below, like help me solve this, view an example, and there's some more help features like a video, um, the link to the textbook for the section in the textbook. There's also this Ask My Instructor. If you have any specific questions on specific homework problems, I always recommend clicking on this Ask My Instructor link when you're doing the problems. That way you could send an email with the link to the exact problem you're working on, and you could say, hey, can you help me solve this, and so on. And that way I could see the exact problem you're working on, because not everybody has the exact same problems. one thing to note, those help features are obviously not available during the quizzes or exams. But like I said, let's say if you take a quiz and you then see, okay, I had that type of a problem on the homework, and if it's one you got wrong on the quiz, you could go back on the homework and look at the similar type, and then um, you could use those help features there. So that way, again, you could study before you try again. Now, there's also the links for the textbook, like the ebook version of the textbook. Like we start off in chapter 5, so you could click on this and just for one thing, there are video presentations for every single section in the textbook, so you can watch the video. There's also the link, this e-text, that's a link to the textbook. So that's how you can see it, even if you don't have a physical copy of the textbook. And there's also some other additional help features for you as well. Like if you need the help, I say take advantage to those as much as possible, because you've paid for all of this stuff. And then for the exams, let me go back to the assignments. Right now it's not visible because um, the exams are only available for 3 days, but the first exam will be available, like I said, for those 3 days. It'll show up underneath here, or maybe it's underneath the exam one review, one of these two. It'll show up, and then that's where you'll click on to take the exam. And again, you'll be using a lockdown browser with your webcam. When you take the exams, make sure you have your picture ID, because you at the beginning of the exam, you show up to the webcam your picture ID for identification verification. And you also need something to write with and something like blank pieces of paper. And you can use a scientific calculator, not a graphing calculator, but you can use a scientific calculator. And you will be turning in your work for these exams. And the way you'll do that is when you're taking your exams, you write down your work, make sure it's neatly organized, numbers I could see, because this will help allow me to give you possible partial credit for problems. And then once you've completed the exam on Mymathlab, then you could submit your work. Like one way a lot of students do it is they take a picture of their work using their phone, and then using an app like Genius Scan, which is a free app you can download, which will save your pictures as a single PDF file. They could then deposit in the Dropboxes. Like for the first one, we have this exam one. Well, it says overdue, it's not. I gotta change the due date. That you'll submit your work for the exams in these Dropboxes immediately after you complete the exams. Do not forget to do that, because this is the way to get possible partial credit. Because on Mymathlab, it'll either count it as right or wrong. But again, if you submit your work, and let's say if you maybe just accidentally entered a sign wrong or something like that, but it's correct in your work, then you could possibly get full credit for it. Or if I go through and I see, okay, you maybe made one mistake, but you got the general idea, I could give you possible partial credit. But again, if you don't submit your work, then I can't give you any partial credit. So make sure to do that as well. So yeah, so that's the basics of the course. And again, there's always, if you have questions, you could either email me or you could visit me during the office hours. And like I said, I hope you all have a good, successful semester. And again, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to email me. Good luck.